define. There's an empty space where your love used to shine. From the night you met till the day you die. Don't you think always you should know the flame of pride. Oh, too soon it won't be completed. Life becomes sweet and love. Will you really run from the past in my mind? Where we still are bound together. Will you be there waiting for me to know when I close my eyes forever? Love to you, you're love to me. It's the way things are, all that meant to be. Like a falling star, when the rising sun, you will be my light. Never forget me when I'm gone. Oh, too soon we won't be completed.
Fala galera, bem-vindos a mais um episódio de Sonoridades. A gente continua estrelado. Hoje a gente tem Roy que foi vocalista do Kamelot, vocalista do Conception, uma das maiores vozes do mundo. Ele tá estreando a carreira solo, né? Chega aqui no Brasil agora em julho para fazer um show espetacular na abertura do Falar, com orquestra para celebrar os 20 anos de The Black Halo. Indubitavelmente um dos maiores clássicos do Kamelot, um dos maiores discos de power metal dos anos 2000. Se você não curtir, você deve curtir, porque é um passeio pela obra de Fausto. E tem Chegar e a Simone Simons do Épica. A gente vai disso tudo, entre outras coisas mais. Curta, compartilhe. Aqui em cima tem os vídeos que você pode ver onde vai chegar. Aqui embaixo temos os nossos podcasts em português. Com vocês, Raikkonen. Two 2025, a lot of great things coming for your career. A concert here in Brazil with orchestra, Avantasia, a new album, a new career. So what can you tell about the projects of 2025?
Yeah, well, I mean, you pretty much summed it up. 25 is happens to be the 20th anniversary of the Black Halo, probably the for sure one of the most, important albums in my career. Yeah, I really want to go out and celebrate it, and I'm doing that by doing this gig in Sao Paulo, the 5th of July. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing some of those songs again. It's going to be exciting also for me. So yeah, going to do the thing with the whole orchestra on stage, and I'm sure we're going to put in some other little ideas and extras along the way as we develop this.
Yeah. And you recorded a song on Avantasia with Toby.
Yeah.
So do you like the result? Because this album is getting great attention from the press, from the crowd. Toby will be here on Bangers with Avantasia. I don't know if he'll be here.
I mean, it's awesome. The Avantasia productions are always real, solid craftsmanship from beginning to end, and it's always good to work with good people.
Yeah.
And this, the song came out great, and yeah, everything's cool.
And now you're flying on solo career, correct? Is correct? You're working with
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I want to use this opportunity to kickstart it, like this 20th anniversary thing of the Black Halo. Just gave me the opportunity to start with that, and that requires social media. So that ended up kicking that off, and yeah, now the ball is rolling. So let's see where it ends up.
Yeah, and what do you consider the most important thing on constructing a new career? Because you was in a band like Kamelot, and you have conception, you have the project to
Hmm.
participate, but now you are a Raikkonen, like a singer,
Hmm.
solid singer on a career by yourself. So how do you get those experiences to put on your career?
Um, after all these years, I know pretty much what how I want to have it on my on stage. There's when you're doing the solo thing, the one thing that as far as songwriting goes, I've always written songs together with guitar players. That's probably some. I mean, I have some songs myself that I've written on guitar. I also have other songs, but they're generally in slightly different genres. So I'm probably gonna, or I am already, working with people to you know, collaborate on stuff that is also going to be part of the album. Um, yeah, and it's the first time I do this, and I'm as excited as everybody else. I don't know how they, but of course, I mean the experience from the business is doing the same thing over again, as I've done in the past. But yeah, of course, it's going to be slightly different when you're uh, on your own.
Yeah. When you kind of step back from the music, the industry, like to get in touch with streaming, you have the download and everything else getting bigger and bigger. Nowadays, from your return, the streaming is like a huge thing, but now I have vinyl getting back and have AI
Mm-hmm.
stepping forward. So how do you see
Yeah.
this duality, the analogic stuff of vinyl and cassettes getting back and have AI, machines and everything else? How do you see this?
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I mean, it's interesting to see that vinyl is coming back. That warms my heart. That was back in the day. That's how when I started listening to music, it was all about the 45. The full LP. And yeah, the AI and the streaming, it's good for some things, bad for other things, and I would say generally, at least it does give everybody a equal opportunity to reach out to people, at least to some extent. This is still a matter of who do you know, and do you have the right kind of music with the right kind of image for the right time? Do you have the right people and backing you up with sufficient fundings, to carry out your ideas? So all those kind of things, still matter, but you just got to live with whatever you have in front of you. It's always been like that, and I think it's interesting.
Have you seen any AI songs with your voice?
Sorry, repeat.
Have you heard or seen any AI songs with your voice?
With my voice?
Yeah,
No, 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 no. I haven't. Have you?
yeah. And
You
AI,
have?
yeah, and AI have done a great job. Yeah,
Oh, wow. Uh, yeah, I'd love to hear that. No, I haven't heard any, but I know I know these programs are brilliant. So I've heard of some AI generated vocals, and I couldn't believe that it was and it's the same thing with reading. When you hear people reading these AI bots now, that it's amazing. It sounds so
yeah,
real.
yeah. If you have to give authorization for the use correctly, properly used for your voice, would authorize, because we have a singer from country music, Randy Travis, who can not sing anymore, and he authorized the people to pick some pieces of songs he recorded and release an album with
Mhm.
that. And this album
Ah,
came to the top of the Billboard, you know?
really?
Yeah.
Really? Huh. Yeah, yeah, I guess that's a way to prolong your career, you know, when you're when you're done and fried. Maybe I'll, you know, license my voice out. We'll see.
The sound of your voice made me believe that you were her. Just like the river disturbs my inner peace. Once I believed I could find just a trace of her love you so. Once I believed she was so, then she smothered my beliefs. One cold winter's night, I may follow her voice to the river. Leave me for now and forever. Somewhere in time I will find you and hunt you again, like a witch retreater.
When he came here in Brazil 2005 with Kamelot, I was there on the concert with Epica. And one
Hmm.
thing that people always talk about is about your, your presence on stage, like an actor, like you're acting the songs.
Hmm.
20 years later, the same people told me the same thing. They're still acting, you're still good on it, still acting the song. So how do you see this? Because we have some singers that don't, they just, things like that, stop a line,
Yeah,
and you're
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
reenacting, acting. How do you see?
Mm. Mm. Um, you know, part of it is obviously just, you know, something you're born with. But one thing that has always been important to me is that I want to write, I want to sing songs that have lyrics that mean something to me, you know, one way or the other. It needs to be real for me. And I guess if you have that as a starting point, you know, it's easier to uh, uh, portray a story, you know, with some confidence. Uh, and also, I think it's rehearsal is very important to be able to have everything so in your backbone that you don't have to think while you're on stage. You know, that you're just, you know, in the zone, and you don't really think while you're on stage. I think that's important.
Yeah.
So, you know, but which means you might, you know, you might screw up some other things. But for the singing part, I think it's a good thing to just disappear and be one with, you know, the atmosphere, whatever, you know, way you want to see it.
I'm asking this because I read an interview. They said they have this persona, reckoned persona from the singer, and then reckoned
Mhm.
persona from, reserved guy, from this father figure, this family
Mhm.
guy, and sometimes you can just, can just divide these two personas, maybe to crash on the stage. And that's why I'm
Mhm.
asking you, because I know a lot of singers that just can, they don't divide this these personas, and
No,
some
I
the,
understand.
the
I understand.
performance is pretty, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I have no idea why I do it like that. It's just always been natural to you know, enter into this different type of persona when I'm on stage. I mean, it's not an entirely different, you know, being, but you know, it's slightly different for sure.
It's like a fuse. You change the fuse from
Yeah,
stage.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And well, Brazil kind of loves Raikkonen, loves Kamelot, loves Conception, and I know we recorded a song with Maastricht, the band here from
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So how this idea came up and how was this recording?
Lunar Vortex, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fabio Caldera, he was doing backing vocals on this gig that I did with Edu last January. And he's a really good guy, great band, Maastricht. I heard some recordings they had done, and since we had met, he asked me if I wanted to help them out with a single, and like it always happens these days, they sent me a file. I went into the studio here in Norway and recorded, sent it back, and then they asked if because then it was already planned that I was coming back to Brazil in June with Conception for this little South American tour that we did. So they called me and asked if I would stay another couple of days so we could do the video for this song, which I thought was a good idea, and that's that's how that happened.
And the video is real good.
Yeah, yeah, cool. Great director. Leo is a great director.
Yeah. And also here in Brazil, you sang with Edu, a lot of songs from Kamelot and songs from Conception, and you played
Yeah.
during Conception. So what did you remember from this tour, and how do you see the reception from the last album from Conception here in Brazil?
Great. I mean, both these last two albums, if you count the EP, have been received overwhelmingly well all over, really. But we were kind of curious about South America because we knew that the old songs, the old records had a strong standing in South America. But it also seemed like people love these new songs. So we were super happy to see that they also, they even sang along on some of the new stuff. So that's great. Really cool.
Would you change anything else, anything on this last album? If you have
Pardon?
to, if you have to change anything from the last album, would you change anything? 5 years later?
Yeah, 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 sure. Always. But then again, it's no, I mean there's always little things, little tweaks, little somethings, that you wish you'd done different if you had the time. But I mean, we know in our hearts that we've spent so much time and energy and money and focus on these records that our consciousness is quite clear, when it comes to being happy with the job, laid down.
Yeah. And if you have to present a song or an album that you recorded or participated, which song or album would it be and why? If you have to present for a guy who lives on Mars, he's get on Earth and he doesn't know anything about Roy Khan, Camelot, Conception, anything else. If you have to present to him a song or album that you record, what would it be and why?
That's the kind of question that needs, like half a day of pondering, before you can answer it. But nah, like I said, the Black Halo is a very important release in my catalog, and he's saying one song or one album.
Yeah, one song or an album, you choose.
What? Okay, well, then I would go for the Black Halo.
Yeah.
Uh, both because because it's a very good album with some I would say some lyrics that will make you think twice about things, here and there. Plus, it's the 20th anniversary, so that's the reason alone to pick it.
And what will you remember from the production of Black Halo?
Well, the most significant thing was that I was recovering from this eye disease. I had something called Miller-Fisher syndrome, which is a rare thing that attacks your nerve cells. I mean, the fat around your nerve cells, and my immune system was fighting my my eyesight. So at a certain point, I was like, I was so cross-eyed, it wasn't even funny. And I had to stay in the hospital for 4 months, and in Norway for 6 months. So, and that was right in the middle of the pre-production for the Black Hills. We had to do the pre-production in Norway, in my house in Norway. So that's one thing I remember from that production.
Wow.
Um, yeah. Plus, I mean, we started working with Simone and Shagrat from Dimmu Borgir, and I mean, there were so many. Also, the first record that we did with SPV, so there with a good budget, you know. So there were quite a few things that made the Black Halo memorable, you know, uh, in that process of making it.
Yeah. Well, during the COVID times, the people need to find something to, getting better to heal them. And I know that music
Hmm.
is healing, but
Yeah.
do you know the power of your music? Because a lot of Raikan songs became, some kind of medicine for some people, some fans,
Hmm. Hmm.
start to help them to get these tough times. So do you know the power of your music? How do you see this?
It's I'm very humble, you know, when it comes to like I get, you know, once in a while I get a letter, you know, they're saying that, you know, you saved my life, and with the, you know, long explanation on as to how that could be. And you know, there are just a lot of people. I mean, fundamentally, we all struggle at some level, right? And but it's very meaningful, you know, when you get those feedbacks, and you understand that you really made a big difference, you know, in somebody's life. You know, some people even, you know, claim they you know, it saved their lives. So yeah, and it's, you know, that, I mean, this thing is to a big extent a gift that I've been given, you know, like this gift to write songs and perform them, and you know, write lyrics that touch people at you know, some level, which is great, you know. And but you know, it's not like I feel that I myself am doing something that is so great, you know. It's like I'm this antenna that receive ideas, and then I just scribble them down, or you know, play them out on the keys on the piano. And yeah, I'm just grateful, you know, that I've been used, you know, as an instrument myself, you know, in that regard.
I know Sillerman's hymn from Kamelot helped me through a lot of tough times. So thank you very
Mm.
much.
Hmm. Wow,
Yeah,
that's good to hear.
yeah. Well, I have time for more two songs, two questions. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah, sure.
If you have to give an advice to your younger self, what would be?
Hmm.
And if your younger self had to give an advice to your older self, what do you think would be?
So another one of those half a day.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, the young. I would like to tell the young me that, you know, it's gonna be okay. You know, regardless, be patient. It's gonna be okay. Uh, and the younger me to the older me.
Yeah.
That's I never really, you know, thought about that. You sort of, you know, think about sometimes, you know, what the older you would give the younger version of you as an advice, but what advice would the younger you give the older you? Because that's harder. It's so long ago that it's hard to you know, uh, put myself in that person's place. Uh No, I don't know. Try remember that you once were young, but while raising your own children, maybe something like that.
Great
Yeah,
advice. Great advice.
yeah.
I can. And just to finish, if if conception was
Mm.
started nowadays, do you think you'd have the same achievements, the same success that it has, the same legacy, the same knowledge from the people?
Impossible to say, Um, the times when conception, went from almost nothing to what it has become, the everything was so different, that the world has changed so radically, over the last 10, 20 years, that you can't even compare those two different worlds. Um, no, it's very hard to difficult to say or mean anything about that.
Yeah. Right. Thanks so much for your time.
Yeah, awesome. My pleasure.
Bittersweet cups of comfort in the dark, like a student for fears when summer's gone. With its cold winter tides, the sun shines on. Like you falling just somehow, even cold winter days come bright. She's doing quite alright without me. Love is a lion looking down. Like the city lights are cold and streets are empty. She's doing quite alright without me. I know time's gonna heal your soul, she prayed. Try to lay it down, think it over again. But my heart came undone so long ago. She's doing quite alright without me. And pride is a lonely way to die. Like the city lights are cold and streets